You've probably heard that staging is a must-do if you're a seller. I mean, we know it sells for 20% faster and more money, all that. There's a lot of tropes out there about how great staging is, but there is a bit more to it. And I'm going to talk about that in this video today. And if you're a buyer, you need to listen to this too. It could either be tricking you, or staging could actually be telling you a lot about the house. Hi, I'm Michele Replogle with Compass, and I've just been doing this just a few years. And back in the day, 2009 to be exact, I had a house listed up on the Upper West Side, and the seller had already taken all the furnishings out except for a few pieces. And I was like, ugh, super dated. I mean, we're talking gold carpet, the gold and brown carpet from the 70s. A dated kitchen, but super clean and in perfect condition, but it was dated. I mean, like it was like a century ago in terms of style. And it had the avocado green refrigerator too. And I said, well, we should stage it. So I brought in a stager, and this lovely woman came in. She came in with her Irish accent and her binder and her brochure, and it said, oh, and these are all the lovely designs I've done, and maybe that's an Australian accent. And it's just, look at here. And she was just flipping the pages and looking at all that. And they're kind of like, okay, maybe we should do this because we want to take our furniture with us. And then she goes, $7,000. This was 2009. This was a rapidly declining real estate market. $7,000. I don't know what that is in today's money. Maybe 13 or 14,000. Who knows? And they were like, huh. I was surprised they didn't push her out the door. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're going to fire me. I was just trying to do the right thing. I didn't sell that house. They took all their furniture except a dining room set and a sofa in the front living room, which I didn't want to sit on. And the house didn't sell. And when people came in, all they could see was this dated kitchen, this gold carpet. They had a pool, and they had no furniture out there. So you just saw this big above ground pool. I mean, it's not all their fault. I mean, the market really was tanking at that point. We were certainly trying, and I don't think their price was horrible. If somebody had bought it then, of course, they would have gotten a really good deal, right? But staging is super, super important. Buyers are swiping right, left on properties all the time. And when they do that, they are looking for, is that home something that they want to go look at or make an appointment or go to the open house? They're looking for a connection. And a vacant home is much harder to do. And I will tell you, a lot of that is HGTV's fault. And I've said that before in my videos before. Look, what happened was they brought in these TV shows that give you before, and it's, this hoarder heaven, right? And then they give you after in this dreamy sequence of everything's lovely. But the thing is, they took away the part that really helps people understand how you get there. They bring in these super slick contractors. They don't really give you a good estimation of construction costs. I know you're probably thinking, well, yes, they do. No, they really don't. And negotiating with contractors, a lot of times those people are in the pocket of the TV show. Sometimes contractors are super hard to work with. And in Santa Cruz, sometimes they just up and disappear. I mean, there's a lot to think about of buying a house that needs work. Where the bridge, as it were, comes through for staging is it helps get the buyer connected with that property enough to make that leap of all the changes that home might need or maybe not need. And first impressions are everything. I don't allow properties to go on the market until we are super ready. So even if you're not going to stage, I've got it cleaned and tightened up as much as possible. And I will also tell you, don't ever forget this: wash windows. Hands down, one of the best things that you can do with your staging is wash your windows. Super, super important. Now, remember, you can stage with your own furnishings, and I've done that quite a few times with people who are living in their home. It's just harder because you're living there, and you have to get it back to where it was for the photos and the way you want buyers to see it. So there's a little bit of work when you do it that way. And what we do is we come in and we stage it all for you. And then we either send you the photos or encourage you to take photos. And then you can go, oh yeah, this pillow went there, this tea kettle went there, and you can put it back the way it was to get ready for your open houses. Now, what staging can also do is focus on high impact rooms that have awkward spaces. Those are your big family rooms, your big living rooms, your big dining rooms. How do you place the furniture? I have done it for sellers and had them go, oh my gosh, I never knew that a round table there would have fixed this space, or a rectangle, a long table would help this space be more accommodating for the way people live, or living room. Here's something else I will tell you to look for when you go to an open house or a staged home. You ever notice there's no TV? Most of the time there isn't a TV. So are you going to find where you're going to put your TV? Most likely the couch will be positioned in a way where a TV might go, but just a little fun thing. So buyers, staging will tell you that the seller cares enough to kind of romance you a little bit and help you make that personal connection with the home. And a couple of the ways you can do this too, as a buyer, is sit in the couch. Take in the home as though you were going to live there, and you're going to sit and relax on the couch and get comfortable. And what does that look like? And what are the views out the window? Or sit at the dining room table. Maybe you have big family dinners or you have friends over. How is that all going to feel? Take that time with that staged furniture to connect with the home and understand if that home is really for you. The other thing it's really good for, I love it when I'm with buyers, we sit down and we talk about maybe the offer that is going to be written. Now be careful of listening devices, because that's pre-negotiation, and that's another video, because I tell you not to pre-negotiate while you're in a home. But it also gives you a chance to talk about changes, like, hey, is this wall a pony wall, or what we consider one that's easily removed? Is this wall permanent? Can we open this up? Or maybe we want to put a wall in. But you can get all of that from just a couple pieces of furniture. As a seller, you can get more money for your home. More than likely, you can sell faster. And what we have seen is a bit of a slower market. You are still inviting that buyer into your home to get a little bit more comfortable, to see if it's going to work for them. And for buyers, the other thing about staging is dimensions. Like, you can actually kind of get a spatial idea for the space. It works for smaller rooms. It works for super huge rooms. I think staging is really good in really large homes and really good in really small homes, because you can get a sense of scale. Those are all the reasons I think staging is super important, not just for sellers, but for buyers too. If you need anything else, I have a Calendly link below. Get on my calendar and we'll talk about how we're going to get you in a home, or we're going to get you out of a home. And I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.